President Donald Trump announced that the United States will procure 28 new or upgraded B-2 Spirit stealth bombers, a decision that would effectively double America's operational stealth bomber fleet. Yes, and this announcement was made by President Trump during his speech in the Israeli parliament, where he stated that the U.S. Air Force is going to place an order for 28 new B-2 Spirit bombers. He said this because the B-2 bomber had recently taken off from the United States, carried out undetected strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities, and returned safely to the U.S. Trump remarked that even he had not realized how incredibly stealthy and successful this bomber could be. That's why, according to him, the decision was made to order 28 more B-2 bombers. Now the question is, will the U.S. Air Force really reorder this aircraft, which is considered the most expensive plane in the world? Initially, the U.S. had planned to acquire 130 B-2 bombers, but due to their extremely high cost, the number was reduced to only 21 units. Each B-2 bomber costs around $2 billion, and one of them has already crashed, leaving only 20 operational bombers in the U.S. fleet today. So, is it true that the United States is now planning to order 28 more of these aircraft whose production ended 25 years ago, even though their cost was so high that even for the U.S., purchasing them was extremely difficult? Let's understand this further in the next part of the video. The immediate impetus for the new procurement lies in the overwhelming success of Operation Midnight Hammer, the June 2025 air campaign that decimated Iran's underground nuclear infrastructure. In a meticulously coordinated 36-hour mission, 7 B-2 bombers from the 509 Bomb Wing at Whiteman Air Force Base flew non-stop to the Middle East, escorted by F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II fighters, and supported by 52 aerial refueling tankers. The targets set included Fordow, Natanz, and an undisclosed deep-buried enrichment complex believed to host advanced centrifuges for uranium enrichment. During the strike, the B-2s released 14 massive ordnance penetrators, 30,000-pound bunker-busting bombs designed to pulverize fortified targets up to 200 feet underground. 6 bombers delivered 12 MOPS on Fordow, while the 7th aircraft struck Natanz with 2 direct hits. Simultaneously, a U.S. Navy nuclear-powered attack submarine launched 30 Tomahawk cruise missiles, overwhelming Iranian surface-to-air defenses and clearing air corridors for the B-2's ingress and egress routes. The strike's precision was unprecedented. Satellite imagery later revealed catastrophic destruction at Fordow's underground complexes and partial collapse of tunnels at Natanz, effectively neutralizing Iran's enrichment capability. Trump described the outcome as obliterating Iran's nuclear dream, calling the mission a decisive moment in restoring stability to the Middle East. For the U.S. Air Force, the operation reaffirmed the enduring relevance of stealth bombers in the era of anti-access area denial systems, where survivability and precision matter more than brute force. Now, the point of view I just presented was from the U.S. side. But whether Iran's nuclear facilities were actually destroyed or not, there is no solid proof of that, as I've already explained in my previous videos. Now let's talk about whether the U.S. is really going to order 28 new B-2 bombers. In my opinion, that seems unlikely. It appears that President Trump may have been misunderstood, or perhaps he misspoke. He likely meant to refer to the newly developed B-21 Raider, but by mistake, he mentioned the older B-20 bomber. If we look at the design, the new B-21 Raider is quite similar to the B-20 Spirit, but it's slightly smaller in size. This change was made to meet the modern operational needs of the U.S. Air Force. The B-2 required a very specific environment, special hangars built only within the U.S. mainland where its stealth coding and systems could be properly maintained. That's one of the reasons why the B-2 was never deployed outside the U.S. However, in the case of the B-21 Raider, which has already completed 2 successful test flights, all these earlier limitations have been addressed. The B-21 is slightly smaller, has a somewhat shorter range, around 9,000 kilometers compared to the B-2's greater range, but it's much cheaper to maintain and operate. Therefore, it's quite possible that the U.S. Air Force's initial order of 28 aircraft actually refers to the next-generation B-21 Raider, not the older B-2 Spirit, whose production line was shut down about 28 years ago. The same company that built the B-2 is now fully focused on the B-21's development, research, and investment. So, in my personal opinion, the U.S. is most likely ordering 28 new B-21 Raiders, not additional B-20 Spirits. There could be another possible reason is the Pacific Ocean region, where China is continuously increasing its reach through its J-20 stealth fighter jets. That's all for today's update. Please subscribe and like this video.